but we have some requests from the Code of Conduct Council regarding their mandate within Pirate Party of Italy. So I guess it has to be discussed. Okay. So, are there any other proposals, or is everyone? I hope everyone is able to see the proposed agenda on the lines 29 plus. So, yeah, there was. Okay, so regarding Exhaust's comment within the Jitsi chat. What about Italian pirates / conducts? Yeah, I think we will have to discuss that, but that's the 0.6 altogether. Perfect. We are on live. Perfect. Okay, so as there are no questions / objections regarding the agenda, please vote on the proposed agenda on lines 41 plus. If you agree, disagree, or abstain.
By the way, Kamitra, are you there, right?
I'm on my phone. I don't have the pad open. Should I just add my name to the pad?
Welcome.
Okay, I just moved you to the present.
Cool. Okay, I see five in favor of the proposed agenda, which looks that we are agreed on this proposal, and we can go directly to the number 1, which are the reports of the activity. So I think regarding the activity, what shall be reported from my side is that we have organized this working group to propose this change of statutes, and there is a result. We have a proposal, I guess quite nice one, which I hope will be discussed under the point 3. So I will just copy paste here the link to the path with results. That's one thing I should report. The other thing, I have received a couple of emails to the respective to the email of chairperson at European-Pirate-Party.eu concerning the Pirate Party of Italy. Going sequentially, the very first thing was a notification from Mr. Emanuele Somma, who noticed that we actually were not correct regarding his statement on the need for Code of Conduct Council in Italy. He was willing to inform us that it was not his wish to invite Code of Conduct Council to Italian Pirate Party, and asked me to reconsider the respective decision. Then there were a couple of emails informing that there is upcoming meeting of Italian Pirate Party with like the General Assembly, which took place according to my information today, and there was there were a statute change which was announced quite in rush before before the General Assembly, and subsequently it was approved, if I'm not correct. It was criticized by some other people sending emails to the mailbox, and lastly there was an information from Mr. Soma regarding the result of the Congress, especially informing us about the newly elected board and a bunch of some complaints regarding the previous financial situation of the organization. So that's all what happened, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, plus there were requests from Code of Conduct Council regarding what's their mandate. So yeah, that's what I've received, and hope you have somehow recorded it. And if there is anything more, please, what anyone has to report, please do.
Sorry, Mikuláš, I was disconnected. I lost the central part of your email regarding the couple of you received. I missed the part when we were speaking about 2 emails about PPT members regarding the General Assembly.
Yeah, there were emails informing that there's upcoming General Assembly, and later on informing that in the General Assembly there were new statutes approved, while the discussion which predecessed was not quite long and exhaustive. If I understood the complaints correctly, the statute change was proposed just one day before it actually happened. I was not able to verify this information. I just received it, and as I receive it, I transfer it here. And
one short question. There was one email I received from, I think, from the board mailing list, Italian pirate explaining the situation and also talking about Mr. Sommer. Who sent this email? Did you forward this to the board mailing list, Mikuláš?
no, I think I have received it as well. Was it Mr. Or should we kind of like? I guess we should probably not share his name here.
So sorry, Exile. Sorry, if I correctly understood, you received also that email where Mikuláš was receiving too. Maybe it was in CC or something like this, right?
Sorry, too many windows open. Yes, I'm actually checking it, and it was former part of international delegation of Italian pirates, which sent directly to chairperson of European pirates with copy Pirate International and so on. So it's okay.
Yes. Yeah, it was also addressed to the board of Pirate Parties International. True.
Okay, great. So it was the same email Mikolas was talking before, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm not sure. I think there were requests from 2 members of Code of Conduct Councils regarding their questioning what's their mandate and willing to asking for more information effectively. Okay, so these were reports of the activity. Is there anyone willing to report anything to this list?
I have something to report about the ECI, and also I have a question for the ball. Oh, sorry, Exile. Sorry.
Yeah, before coming to the ECIs, just a short one. Also, members of the COC were asking for more information about COC's mandate. I think we've spoken about this last meeting, that there in fact is no mandate for the COC, as we agreed in Milano, that the COC also should be included in how the mandate is really made.
I would maybe first finish the report and then decide sort it out in the last point of the meeting, the number 6, if you don't mind. Yeah, maybe anything regarding the ECI that was mentioned here. You can't be heard.
Yeah, sorry. I was just speaking about something news about the DCI, but I also had a question before Exiles, because actually I don't know. I have not very clear. Because the agenda is that we are just at the point number 1, reports from report activity, right? But then do we have a discussion on it or just report? Because actually only the things you have reported, I don't know, probably need some discussion or probably not. What we are just doing here, I'm just asking. I'm not doing anything, just asking.
Well, my idea was to solve it sequentially, which means like this should be discussed within the point 6 OCC mandate.
Yes, you mean the CCOC mandate. You want to discuss the question about the 2 CCOC members, right?
Well, they are very much asking what's their mandate regarding PPIT, which means I would solve it all together.
Okay, understood. I got it. And about the ECI, we postponed the launch to November the 15th. Because we need to improve multi-language version of our WordPress website, and also some static, plugin that the great Dario is working on. And I finally have the first draft of let's say, a presentation that I will share. Yeah, I can share it somewhere. That actually yesterday Marco Ciurcina did at the Linux Day. It was actually the first public speech about the ECI in an open meeting, like the so famous Linux Day meeting. So beside this, I think that Dario told us that probably this week everything should be almost ready about the website. So I don't know how to what is the best choice to do, because if we want to present something at the next council meeting, I think we have time enough to pack a complete presentation. And if you don't mind, I would like also to invite to the next council meeting as our guest Marco Ciurcina, that is the lawyer that actually presented the ECI in Milan, if you remember him, and is the one who is the legal representative of the association we made, GOIPE, and presented the initiative to the European Commission that was accepted last May. I don't know if he was asking me if it would be better to maybe present something to the next board meeting, because how many board meetings we have before the council meeting? 2, right?
Yes, 2.
Yeah, one just at the middle, and one the very and just 1 week before, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so I don't know if it's better to ask because it was at our disposal, but I don't know what to say to him. If it's better to pack everything and let the board just have let's say a general discussion or a general presentation first, and then invite him directly to the meeting, to the council meeting, or if we would like to invite him maybe at the last board meeting before the council meeting. I don't know.
Well, I think I would maybe invite him to the board meeting, because if I understand it correctly, we are mandated by the last council meeting to actually support the ECI. So I guess we are quite allowed to decide on our own and just present the results, if there will be some results, to the council.
Okay, so in this case, before the launch, that will be March the 15th. So we will have a council meeting before the launch, right?
Aha. Okay, it will be March the 15th.
It will be March. Yeah, we delayed it to March. Sorry, not March, November, of course. Sorry.
I see.
So not March. Sorry, I was thinking about March. It will be not November the 5th, but November the 15th. So we will have another board meeting just a few days before, and it would be maybe useful to have him in that board meeting. So after the board meeting, we can decide exactly with him what to do the day during the launch or whatsoever. I mean, maybe also involving our MEP or even Julia Reda, because she was fighting against copyright for such a long time. So whatever we decide to do.
Okay, then I suggest that we invite him to the next board meeting, and we will reserve a special point on the next board meeting agenda to discuss the ECI, how to exactly do the launch. I see a hand raising from Exile.
Yes, Alessandro, also just a short one. This first draft of presentation took place yesterday. You've spoken about a link. Please put this link on line 60 in the minutes.
Yeah, actually, I have on my computer, there's no link, but I will upload it somewhere so you can just we can just download. Because Marco Ciurcina just gave me the presentation, but I didn't upload yet anywhere, so I just had to upload and then I put the link.
Okay, so that's a point for to do for the next board meeting. I guess there is nothing to do to report now. So we should go to the next point, which is the respective statute change.
Just a moment, please.
Sorry.
Yeah, just a moment, please, as we're talking about European citizen initiatives right now. Of course, this freedom to share a special one, as we agreed in Milan, to explicit support it. Nonetheless, I think we should have an eye on other European initiatives which are running right now, as they are also touching pirate values like the basic income on European level, etc.
Okay, and what do you mean by keep an eye? And Alessandro is raising hand.
Yes, I'm raising hand because actually what we already did is to take a strong relationship with the organizer or that on of that European initiative, just to have reminders each other, because of course we also think that this is absolutely, even if it's not if it didn't start by pirates like the European initiative. And yes, I totally agree with the Exile, because we should definitely, in my opinion, support also the UBI European Common Initiative, Citizen Initiative. And even if it's not a mandate, a specific mandate, at least we should propose, as Exile just write on the chat, when we are talking or publicly speaking about the ECI, we could also speak about that one, because it's really, I already signed, for instance, with my Italian electronic signature, I already signed that ECI that is already running, actually.
It sounds interesting to me. Maybe I would have a proposal. We could discuss that as a board. However, from my point of view, it would be better to have a specific discussion on that topic within the council. I believe that should there be such an important ideological decision about which ECI should we support, then probably the council should have the opportunity to express the opinion. I mean, like we have a month, and that means there will be plenty of time to do so. We are not in a hurry, and there could be a discussion on that issue. I mean, we could have a point as a board. Europe Council of the PPEU supports this and this initiative, and then we can do the execution. But I would honestly not go for having this decision by board. I don't know what you think.
It's okay with me. I'm not insisting in being super active on this, but just observe it, and if you feel good, to give it further to the council to see how the board should act with that. that's quite okay.
Okay, would it be possible that we allocate a certain amount of time for the council discussion in the proposed agenda, and delegate someone to be, let's say, a reporter reporting what is the status of the initiatives? Would it make sense? Would you be willing to do so, Exile?
I'll keep it in mind.
Yeah. Okay, so I think we could have to the I would suggest that we add to the agenda we have proposed last time another point that would be called European Citizens Initiatives or ongoing European Citizens Initiatives, and we will allocate, let's say, an hour to discuss them, and Exile will be acting there as a reporter. Could we have such a decision by the board? Okay, I see no objections, so I think we can consider it to be approved by acclamation. I hope. If not, please
Sorry,
speak loud.
I can't have myself. You can have me as well.
Sorry, could you please repeat?
Gamitra, could you repeat, please? Because it seems that you're speaking from the moon.
Sorry. Can you add me as well? I can't add myself right now.
Still did not understood.
I understood that you can count on her also, but I think she is driving.
Okay.
She's driving the she's driving the super new car.
Super new car. That's quite different. Well, anyway, I guess we can have two co-proposers or co-reporters in that case. I think that's also pretty fine if we mandate two people on behalf of board to do so. Okay. So we went quite far from the original reports of the activity, and is there anything more to report, or I would just go to the point 2, which is the statute change. No objections. So regarding the statute change, I think you could find it in the respective path. Just follow the link. I will just once again send the link to the Jitsi chat as well. And just to introduce that, we have in our statutes Article 8, which defines the conditions for observer member. Last council meeting decided to do a change in order to provide opportunity to members to become members, all for parties that do not exactly have the name IRET in their name. We are talking about observer members, which means they are not liable to vote in general. What have been done in the working group? We have went through the Article 8 and realized that it is actually quite complicated. So a part of making it more liberal, we also went for a sort of refactoring in order to make it easier to read. In fact, as the scope is kind of like broader, it makes no longer sense to keep differentiating between 3 or actually 4 different type of observer members, and we are just fine to keep 2 of them. So you can just by following the link, you will find the proposed change as a motion, changing effectively the text of Article 8 from the original form that is written over there to the new one. So that's the proposal. I think a board could and should such a proposal proposed formally to the council. So I think I will give you some time to read through that, or if there are some questions, comments, I'm quite like open to answer that. I see no hands risen, which sounds quite like consensual. Very surprising that concerning the fact that we are willing to change the statutes. So could we have a voting on that? I think I will just copy paste here the proposed or the Onzo, please speak.
I just wanted to ask, since we had these discussions about whether or not some non-pirate parties would be allowed to be members when there are not pirate parties per se, but at least from this proposal, this doesn't seem to be the case. Or is there some? Or is it? Or is that going to be proposed at the council meeting?
Well, I did not hear you, Gametra. Sorry, Gametra. Okay, she switched off her mic, which means. Okay, just to answer the question. Originally, if you look into the original version of Article 8, each of the sub-paragraphs, all A, B, and C, they consider a sentence, carry the term pirate or any translation of that term somewhere in their party or organization name. If you look to the new version, this sentence is no longer repeated. So effectively, it's striked out, and that means that effectively all the organization, including those who have not the name pirate in their name, should be liable to ask for observer memberships. Whether they will be allowed to get it is, of course, very much up to the council. That's decided by voting within the council. But this sentence is no longer repeated. That's what makes the change happen. If it answers your question.
Okay, and this so basically it's very much up to the council or board of PPEU if they feel that the pirate manifesto is being fulfilled enough by the said party. It's flexible, so to speak.
I think the final decision is always up to the council. Yeah, the final decision is up to the council whether the pirate manifesto and the goals expressed in the pirate manifesto are fulfilled or not. Yeah, Exile has a right comment regarding the procedure. It's not by the board. I think the procedure works that way, that the board is here to collect all the applications and provide the applications to the council. But a part of like providing the applications or maybe providing some additional information that could be relevant, I think I see no space for board to intervene. That's given by statutes, this process. Okay. Are there any other questions, comments, or something like that regarding this specific proposal, or can we just propose it to the council? I see none, so I would end the discussion and leave you voting on the line 72 plus. Oh, yeah, well, we are productive. That's good. Okay, I see a lot of pluses over there, which means that the proposal is approved, and I will propose it to the council in the meeting, and we can go. We can go further to the next point, which is the budget 2021. Regarding the budget, I think we were supposed, or the last board meeting resulted into the idea that we should collect some feedback from our members. Have we collected any information regarding that from our members, Alessandro?
Unfortunately not, but it's only basically because it's basically my fault, because actually these 2 weeks were the hardest one. I just moved to a new flat, and I have to move everything. So I have to pack everything first, unpack, then I have to move. I moved to an empty apartment, so I have to buy everything in literally into 10 days. I had to make everything. So I was really I supposed to wrote to them, but the thing is, now finally, even if I still don't have the internet connection, it should be tomorrow morning, hopefully. Not the side, it's not the south actually. It's Milan to Milan exile. So it's the chaos, but unfortunately the chaos, it's only in my life, not in the whole country. But the thing is that I didn't send them the email to just collect, to all the treasurers to collect the doodle, because I had no really time to participate. So I didn't ask them. I will this week, but the only thing, yes, no, don't worry about the line. I need only to just to make a hole in just in a wall, and then it will arrive. It's a bit chaos, but not so much. But I've already done by myself. Speaking about this, I will do this week. But I would like to ask you before doing this. I read again the budget we approved last May, and I have some consideration to propose to you first, that I will also would like to discuss to all our members before. Because the idea is to, if you're not too late, to just to prepare something that I collect by us and by them, and then to propose them to the council. What I saw from last budget proposal that we approved on May is that basically So sorry. There are basically two main issues. The first is that we can I just share my screen? So
Mhm.
just a second, or I can even put a link on just a second. Too many. Yes. So I will share my screen so we can just see what I'm talking about. Not this one. No, actually, yes, I can. So now I share my screen. You see everything. I mean, now you see nothing, but now you should see something.
Mhm.
You see, we just propose IT resources, communication, administrative, and React reserve. That was our 2020 budget. As far as I know, maybe correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm still able only to collect money and to invoice, to just ask for invoices, but to our members, but not to spend because of the reasons we know, right? But as far as I know, we didn't spend a single euro cent. But maybe I'm wrong.
That's actually not true.
Okay.
We have some invoice in due regarding the Mattermost server, because in February, I believe, we have approved.
Yes, we did. Yes,
budget,
we did.
or like spending, let's say, €100 per month on the Mattermost server, and it was not really calculated and repaid. So I think we are a bit in debt, and that's something that has to be resolved before the council meeting. But so far, I think the result will be something like €1,000 in this year, and €1,200 every upcoming year.
You mean 1,000 this year and 1,200 for the incoming year, right?
Yes, I would say so, because I believe that we have started the Mattermost in March, if I'm not
In February.
mistaken.
Yeah, March.
Yeah,
Okay, March.
it will be
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah, but I beg you, because if I didn't even I'm not able to pay, but if I don't and that's fine. If you pay it for me, that's totally fine. But the thing is that if I don't even have the idea of the invoice, I can only see that our transparent bank account has something paid, but I cannot take all the things in the proper order. So I beg you, if you have, or at least you can just put me directly in contact to our providers, so they can send directly to me or to my official email, treasurer@europeanpiratparty.eu, the invoices at least. Even if I am not able to pay, and you have to do for me, Mikolas, I think that at least I should be aware of the invoice.
Well, I cannot do it as well. I think the only person who can do it is Marketa, actually.
Okay, let's say,
And,
well, I'm fine even with Marketa, but the thing is that the invoices should arrive at least to me. I'm totally fine if you or Marketa pay it. The problem is that I don't have any clue of what's going on if I don't even receive the invoice, right?
I think regarding the invoice, or like, we are more or less setting the precedent, but the procedure that should happen is that there should be a clear approval from the treasurer that the invoice shall be paid. And then who is like operating the bank account is, let's say, the second thing. However, there has to be recorded that you as a treasurer approved this respective spending.
And that's
means,
totally fine. That means that somebody has to send it to me.
Yeah, it has to be sent it to you, and I believe we need sort of like, I don't know, like document where there will be your signature approving. I do agree with spending of this money.
can provide it very, very quickly and for sure, because we have 2,050 and 500 euro for IT resources on this already set up, so approved. So I'm totally fine with this. But the problem is that I don't want, because otherwise it seems that you're not paying our providers, and we are not actually spending the money we put on the budget 2020, right? So because actually I don't even know who are our providers, and if you know it, just Miklos, you just can put me in through directory contract with them, and I can just write an official an email. I mean, not an official email, but an email from our official email that is treasurer at blah blah blah, and send hey, hello guys, I'm here. Please send us the invoice that they have to approve in order to get things done, and you'll be paid, right?
Oh,
and then
yeah,
I can authorize Marketa to just operate to the bank account. Or is it fine for you, Marketa?
Yes,
for
I have no
me-
problem with that.
Okay,
If we agree on this this
procedure.
Yeah, I think we are agreed, and actually, it was my understanding already last time, and I know that I promised you to make this happen, but we were probably not so expert, and
No
as
worries.
you had quite like exhaustive 2 weeks. The last 2 weeks in the European Parliament were quite busy because we spent all our time discussing European agriculture policy. So obviously, I have not resolved this issue, but it has
No
to
worries,
be resolved
Miklos.
before the council meeting. That's
No
something we
worries.
have set up last time.
I'm not complaining. The thing is that even with this information that I have now, that means that we are spending about 1,000 euro this year, right, for IT resources.
Yep.
That means that on our budget, that's my main point that I would like to discuss to you before sending the doodle and all the emails to our members. We actually, as you can see, apart from the React reserve, that is fine, we didn't spend almost nothing of what we were supposed to spend. That's fine. That means that, of course, the problem is when we spend more than what we approved, right? But the thing is, it's also, in my opinion, I'm not an expert in economics, but why we just put this money on IT resources, communication, and so on? Because we're supposed to do things, right? And if we don't spend money, probably it's because we did something. The only thing that we did is IT resources, and believe me that I'm absolutely astonished. For the very first time, we were also fulfilling another item that we have to, another task that we were mandated to do. That is the common, you see, let's say a common European communication server that was actually Mattermost, and it worked absolutely well. We collected there a lot of guys, a lot of cool guys, a lot of pirates from all over Europe, and even not only Europe, because also pirates from all over the world are joining our Mattermost instance, and that's totally great. Because November is just coming, and 2020 is almost finished. I think we could at least try to do something else. If I remember well, this year we had a lot of, at least we had a very, very, not very, very, but at least a long list of tools, right? And for communication, I don't know if reproposing this item in the next budget would be a good thing, because the only thing that I can see right now concrete is IT resources, and of course React reserve. But I kindly, really kindly and strongly would like to know all your opinion. Thank you.
Okay, I see a hand risen from Honsam.
I just wanted to ask, like, are we Like, are we saving any money this year or maybe next year because the council meeting will be taking place offline? Or I'm not really sure how much did the real live meeting cost even, to be honest. But I think maybe like a few bucks are being saved there. No.
I think there are effectively like one of the thing because we are or one of the reasons why we are saving money is the fact that we are doing online council meeting and not the offline, because originally we wanted to contribute to the organizers of the offline meeting, and that had not happened. Second thing which was supposed to happen, if I'm not mistaken, was the GDPR compliance. I mean, like we were supposed to find some company and pay them for ensuring our GDPR compliance, if I'm not mistaken. And so far I know, this project is in the case Octavia somewhere received, or she said she received some offer, but if I'm not mistaken, she had not presented that to the board. And the last thing which should happen is actually, or we were discussing, to have a certain budget for online propagation. However, that was not happening, and I think it's not really simply happening because we have not yet the media strategy. Plus, we do not. It's not that easy just to buy the online advertisement, because I think the both Facebook, Twitter, and so on, they are not taking us as customer. You need to verify there and so on. It's not that easy. So it's more or less stuck. Alessandro?
Yes, I also would like to reply to Onza, because I can speak about the last meeting we had in Milan. That was actually the last on-site meeting that was organized by the joint venture between PPIT and PPIS. We put there from our respective parties 2,500 bucks, but then we have to add. I mean, we added another 1,000 for. So generally speaking, that the 2 days of meeting, full days, two days and a half. For that means yes, from the morning to the evening, as you remembered. Will cost approximately 3,500, but because the cost of the location wasn't so cheap, it wasn't bad in my opinion. I don't know if you remember, it wasn't so. It was pretty fine, but it was around 2,000 euro. So that means for the whole 2 days and a half. But generally speaking, I think that even if you save money, but if you organize an event, a 2 days event, and you have to pay it at least 2,000 euro, will just fly away. Besides this, we are also saving money because actually. We reduced last time, if you remember, our membership fees. So because we would like to enforce participation, and we reduced from 300. From 300 to 50 euros per vote per year. That means that, of course, we will have a reduced incoming, but actually we can do it because we have finances and we have the opposite problem, to spend money properly. But you're right that we can save money, but at least I was speaking about the future, because not also the future, the present, the 2020, and also the future. Mikuláš already explained why we probably didn't spend all the money we put on budget this year on the various topic. and my question now is for the future. I mean, if we are planning to have, let's say, to host a physical meeting next year, probably we could think about it in the budget.
Speaking practically, this year is actually exceptional because it's actually the very first year we have actually had an approved budget. All the years before, we kind of like worked without budget, and that was a problem. And we have actually approved that in May, which is a problematic. So I think from the administrative point of view, it's quite better when we are discussing the budget, or now already in the November, and we will have the whole like 2021 effectively budget approved. So we will be entitled to do stuff. That's much better than just like working without approved budget.
Of course, we are improving.
Yeah, and it quite simplifies like approving the projects, because like I think it is kind of like hard to order whatever service you want if you don't know how much money you have for the respective service. So I think we have overcome that issue, and we just need to keep it in mind and organize all the council meetings in future, either in November or December, or at least organize council meetings in November and December. You can have also one in the May, but like the one at the end of the year is important to approve the budget. So for future, I think we will resolve it, and I would keep it so, and just to keep the space open for having, let's say, more projects approved in the next year. Kind of like we are learning how to spend the budget, and it's a process. It's not just like final state, and I think it's fine. And speaking about the offline council meeting, well, I think we should be optimistic and expect that there will be sort of like vaccination, and everyone will be able to move around in the next year, and we should have a respective budget line to organize an offline council meeting. Should it happen that there will be no offline council meeting, the only thing which will happen is that this respective budget line will not be spent, and we will transfer the money to the next year. No big deal, I would say. But I think we should have a offline council meeting planned, if you ask about my opinion. I see no hands risen, so I would take as a point for to-do list that we should resolve the invoice regarding Mattermost and collect the feedback from our members.
Roger.
Cool. Okay. So that's, I believe, the point 3 budget 2021. Going forward with council meeting organization. I don't know who proposed that point. That was you, Alessandro. Weren't you?
Sorry, Mikuláš. I didn't get it. Which one?
The point on the agenda, going forward with council meeting organization.
No, but I can discuss it, of course.
So
Because
who proposed that? Exile would like to speak.
It was me proposing it. Nonetheless, as we're now changing the point, Flory, still missing your vote in line 73 about the statute amendment we are looking to do for the next council meeting. And regarding this council meeting, well, we should have a little bit of preparation. At least it has to go better than the last time, I think. So I really would like looking forward to speak about it and to give certain items and certain responsibilities to certain people in order that this works.
Mm.
Because if
That's
you
reasonable.
remember last time, we lost clearly against General Assembly of PIPE International. The complaints were on our side, while PIPE International done it better in organization. So this time, I think it's on us to win against PIPE International.
Mhm.
No, we lost. Excited. What are you talking about? We lost in May against PPI.
Well,
Why?
regarding the feedback of listeners and people involved, my opinion is I heard more positive voices of Zoom and PPI International, while more negative voices on Jitsi and YouTube with European Pirates. Nonetheless, it's not a tool decision. Please, not. We decided this one, and I think we could be quite professional on this. We learned a lot. Now the stream on YouTube is working. So, but let's keep trying here.
No, I was joking, but the thing is that as far as I remember, because we were running I can remember perfectly because we were ramp up that server. We had a huge participation, probably the PPI even huge, larger. But at some point we were, I don't know, maybe 30, more than 30 people there. And the thing that I remember, apart from the technical problems, that for sure we have to improve, and we will improve. The thing it was that we were understaffed. I think I was clearly remember after that day that me and also probably you, Mikuláš, and also Octavia, I am 100% sure, and also Katla. I didn't even remember my name at the end of the day because we were totally understaffed. We need people because it's exhausting. I don't know if you remember it, Katla, Exalga, Mitra, but it was exhausting. It was really exhausting.
It was. You are absolutely right, and we should probably include more people. Now the question is, how do we organize that? In the sense, there should be probably sort of like secretary of the meeting, a person who would be responsible for effectively coordinating the team. And I mean, someone should decide on whether we are using Jitsi, whether we are find out who will add the things to Wikipedia and so on.
I think that even if all our board members will be involved, we will be too few.
I think it is also complicated because I guess at least some of us are going to run again for the board, and there will be board election, which means we will need someone to actually help us with the organization, someone impartial.
So we need a chairperson, right?
I would say so. Like in Milan, it was done by Marco Confalonieri, if I'm not mistaken.
True, correct.
Yeah, and he was the one effectively delegating the minute takers and stuff like that.
So Exile is right. I think that we need we needed to have a plan, and with all the roles there, and then as soon as possible try to set up to collect peoples there, to just ask people if they can volunteering and do it as soon as possible. At least before the next board meeting, it would be nice to have a first draft or of this spreadsheet completed at least.
True. Katla just asked in the Jitsi chat whether we could just beforehand say if we are going to run again. So do those who want can have bigger roles in the meeting. That's a relevant comment.
Well, by the way, this is something each of us should also carry into the national pirates, that the time for proposing nominations to the board is running soon out.
Yes, that's something that should be transferred to the national parties, but I believe that the coordinators were informed by the email. Have you received my email regarding the council meeting? Should be received by all the recipients of the yeah, I sent it on.
I
can
guess
remember.
I did.
I did also, because I can remember to forward it to the Catalan Pirates.
Yeah. There is a comment from Bastian in the Jitsi chat that if we kick off the video, Jitsi is working well for more than 25 people, but then Mumble is easier. Big Blue Button works better with more than 40 people with video, according to Bastian. Well, yeah, and there is hand risen from Exile.
I really not able, and I will deny, to get into full discussion right now. We agreed on this organization, streaming by YouTube, doing it here in Jitsi. So please, let's not change each board meeting.
I would be fine with that as well. However, what is kind of like needed, we need probably a person who will be coordinating, effectively ensuring that all the stuff will be updated on the wiki and so on. And then we will probably need some minute takers, I believe, and chairperson for the meeting, or chair for the meeting actually, and maybe 2 or 3 of them for. Yeah, Alessandro.
Mikuláš, sorry, can we just internos, just between us, just have a couple of us responsible to this staffing? Let's say our HR team. So for the next board meeting, during these 2 weeks, they will prepare this document with all the roles, and then try to contact people in there for putting there. It doesn't to be, we can share this information because anyone can help, but at least 1 or 2 of us responsible for this activity. So the next board meeting will be at least, if not covered at all, at least we can have a draft on to work on it, and we can see what's missing. Because I did this in Milan. It wasn't easy. I did personally it. I ask people to chairing. I ask people to be able. Then of course we had a lot of more problem because we had also all the people working there just serving drinks, coffees, going to the supermarket, going whatsoever, bringing instruments but anyway, it's not easy to just have, if we have at least one of us responsible for this activity, I think it would be great.
I think it would be absolutely great. I'm just not willing to take this responsibility because I feel it would be quite time consuming, and I cannot really bet I will be able to spend the time. Exile is raising hand.
I really would look forward to something like an informal meeting of the board, like we done with the statutes amendment last time, to speak about this and see how we can get out of this.
Okay, so shall we have a working group meeting on that issue somewhere in the next week? Or is there anyone who would be willing to volunteer and say, I will organize that?
Well, I can do this. This wouldn't be the problem. In the forehand, what we should do a first proposal on when to meet. When done we the statutes amendment? This was a Friday evening, I believe, or Wednesday.
I think it was Friday or Thursday, but so it was.
No. I remember Katla saying, "Please, weekend not." So, what about next Wednesday? No, next Wednesday. I'm not fitting. Next Thursday. What about next Thursday? Anybody imposing? So I will try to invite the people for next Thursday, 20 hours.
Perfect.
Thursday, it's fine for me. Wednesday not, because it's my it's my son's birthday, so I cannot.
Thursday sounds perfect. At 20.
We're normally starting to cooking at 20, but I think it's fine for you guys, so I won't oppose 20.
That was proposal from Katla actually in the chat, so I was just reading that.
Yeah, I know. But there are a couple of hours. Katla, are you now GMT -1, right? What time is there, Katla?
I made in the minus 30 hours, half past 8. So you have half an hour to have dinner, Alessandro.
Great. If it could be 20:20, it would be perfect. I mean, much better. But I don't want, because we are different, guys. Maybe in Czech Republic you're already going to bed at 30:30.
No, not really. Well, it seems to be fitting to everyone. So I would keep it as decision, and let's meet there and clarify how to do that exactly. Can we take it as a point of action and finish this point in our agenda and go to the point 5? Okay, no one seems to be objecting. So point 5 is Corona crisis that was originally introduced by Hansa. So I think speak your mind.
Mm-hmm. Well, I just wanted to bring it up as like if we want to just as a open question, like if we want to have at some point some sort of a statement to Corona and the restrictions, or if we leave it off for discussion, maybe for a council meeting, because this kind of hangs out. This also extension of what we discussed, I think, the last time, that we don't have a media strategy. So mostly what appears on PPEU website or on the social media is reposts from the MEPs, which is not such a bad thing from the Czech perspective. But then, yeah. But it's just a question if you want to formulate something on the level of PPEU, some common Corona policy, or if we just want to leave it as it is, and maybe when Mikuláš or Markéta post something to this as MEPs, then we just repost it.
I think there is a hand raised from Exile.
Yes, well, just a short one. I don't want to cut you the word, but I think, like a board, we should abstain from doing clearly political statements on actual situations like Corona is. Nonetheless, for doing this in a working group, all fine.
I think what could happen is that there will be a working group that prepares a proposal, and then the board takes the proposal from the working groups and provides it to the council to decide on. I see +1 in the chat from Alessandro. Yeah. Okay, I think the point is that it's probably up to you to organize the working group, invite people, and start writing on the. Could we do it that way?
Yeah, okay. It's just who wants to be there aside from me in the working group?
Me for sure, because I don't like restrictions at any level. Octa.
Hello.
Octa, are you hello, Octa. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really sorry, you guys. I'll turn off the camera for better. But I'm very sorry I'm late. But I'm here.
Nice to see you, Octa.
Well, Octa, I'm sorry to tell you, we're in the agenda already in line 91, Corona open discussions, so it's going nearly to an end. But nonetheless, whatever point you have in the minutes, we're trying here to do our very best. So if there are questions, please feel free to ask.
I hope we will be faster than that. I would suggest that you, Honza, call for a working group. Just set the date which suits you, and Thursday is already blocked by the working group council. However, all the other days are more or less empty, so working group Corona policy can take place. And
it can be also next week, not this one.
yeah, I guess so. Like, we don't need to spend all our time working PPEU.
Yeah, I'm this week I'm not. Yeah, I'm basically only free on, I think, Thursday and Friday. So I don't think anyone wants to meet on Friday. And yeah, then maybe sometimes next week. I'm not really sure, but yeah, for me next week would work most of the days. It just depends.
Exile would like to speak.
I agree to the opinion that it's not quite super urgent, speaking about Corona, as, for example, Spanish government will try to have the state of emergency for Spain until 3rd of May 21. So it's quite clear that this will ongoing the whole winter, and there's plenty of time to carry about it.
Hanzo?
Well, yeah, basically the point is that this is something that's going to be very, very long term, or well, let's say middle term, and it's much it's much easier to just raise awareness about something that's Can anyone hear me?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay, because
Quite okay.
Alessandro says that he cannot hear me. Okay, well, it's just that it's much easier to protest against something that has been introduced recently. Yeah, it seems anyone can hear me except Alessandro. But it's easier to protest against things that have been introduced recently, as opposed to protesting against something that's already been in force for a long time. And well, okay, yeah, but it's just that's just what I think about it. And yeah, I mean, this is actually an interesting thing that the Spanish government did this, because, for instance, both the Czech and German governments do more of a salami tactic. It's basically they say, oh, we're making restrictions for 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and then after 3 weeks they make another 2 weeks, and this just goes on forever. So actually, I find it really refreshing that the Spanish government just says, you know, fuck it, we're going to declare a. What did they declare? Like a Notstand or?
Yeah, Notstand, emergency, state of emergency of the Spanish government. Nonetheless, they're not able to do it. They announcing it, but this will go this week to the Spanish government, and let's see if they get a majority. It's not clear already.
If I may, we are maybe going too much to the detail. Would the solution with, like, we have a working group, we table a text, the text is proposed by the board to the council, work for you?
Yeah, for me it works. Like I think it's enough. Like it would be enough if we have some proposal or statement ready at the time of the council. Like it doesn't have to be like now, but at the same time, I wouldn't wait until Christmas or something, because like what also might happen is that what I'm worried about is that there will be a general shift in the way people think in Europe, and basically that a lot of people will just like it. I already see it in Germany. Like a lot of people are suddenly like, oh, you know, protecting personal data, like it's not so important. Think of your grandma. Why don't you like let the government see your credit card transactions if it's to save your grandma? And like a lot of people seem to be accepting it because there aren't that many voices against it. So yeah, so until the council, it's okay.
Yep. Okay. Then I think we can do it that way, which means like. You need to say what is your preferred time for working group meeting.
Yeah.
I think we.
John, are you okay?
We cleared up that this. Oh.
No, sorry. Please speak. It was a direct question to you.
Yeah. As Alexander says, next Thursday should work. I hope.
In fact, it was my question to put in the minutes. Hanzo versus Jan will take care about looking for supporters and to start to create a working group, and leave it open to you.
Yep.
Yeah, let's do it next Thursday. I don't know, 20.
It's 5th of or next Thursday is blocked already.
Yeah,
That's
well,
29.
the
That's the
next
council.
week, like the next, because okay,
That's
I meant like
5th of November.
mhm.
Okay. So, and what time? $20?
What was the thing, the point that Alexander said? Like
True story.
you cannot, you have to do it sooner or later because of when you're
20,
cooking
30.
in Italy or something.
It was 20:30. Okay. So I think we have agreed on the action. At least it's in the minute, including the comment regarding Italian eating time, which I believe should stay there for future generations.
Yes.
Okay, so we have a plan, and I would go to the last point, which is the COCC mandate. I'm not sure. I should probably repeat what happened or what I've reported for at the beginning of the meeting, also for Octav, who was not present. So the situation is such: I have received a couple of emails on the chairperson at european.party.eu email. The very first one was a notification from Mr. Soma, and he also contacted me later on, discussing in chat on Mattermost, clearly stating that it was not his intention to call COCC to Italy, as we probably thought from his first reply. He also asked me whether we could reconsider the respective decision to include COCC to the discussion. Then there were a couple of emails from PPIT informing that there is an extraordinary Congress or General Assembly meeting, which is planning to change the statutes, and that subsequently happened. The statute changed, if I understand it correctly, happened quite like fast in with respect of like it was announced just few hours or a day before it actually happened. And the last emails we have received were from two members of Code of Conduct Councils, from Linda and from Unar, asking regarding what is exactly their mandate, because they felt it's not specified, and what they are supposed to do. And yeah, that's it. That's I think what should be repeated for you. It's also in the minutes somehow on the lines 48 till 51. Are there any questions, comments, or anything like that? Yeah, please speak.
Thank you, Chairperson, and I apologize for being late for this meeting. I read on line 50 that it says a couple of emails about PPIT informing that in today's PPIT General Assembly, so the meeting of the Italian Pirates that happened earlier today, that there was a statute change proposed just one day before. Did you discuss what that statute change was?
Not really. We have been only we have got only reports on that, and yeah, we have not discussed that. That's
Okay.
it.
And the second question I have is on line 51. It says that the second email coming from Mr. Sommer informs you, Mikuláš, that a newly elected PPIT board, I suspect.
Yes, that's true. He informed that yeah, that's something I have forgotten to repeat. He sent me or us information that the new board was elected. That, and just not to miss it, the new chairperson is Maria Rosario Musio. The new guarantor is Aldo Antonio Pazaglia. Sorry if I read it wrongly. And the new treasurer is Mr. Emmanuel Soma. The respective message was accompanied by Treasury Report 2020, which is like 20 pages long summary, effectively disputing the steps of previous treasurer. That's unfortunately Alessandro as well. However, there is also comment from Linda in her subsequent email that actually this should be discussed by Italian public authorities, because we have no word in that.
Okay. Thank you. So I just updated the minutes on page 50. On line 51, that it was Mr. Sommer informed about a newly elected PPIT board, and then that Mr. Sommer complains about previous financial situation or work of the previous treasurer of the PPIT. Correct?
Exactly. Yep.
Okay. I think I now have, and of course, I think everyone in the board was CC'd on the email from Mr. Sommer. So, I mean, at this point, regardless of the changes to the board of the Italian Pirates, the member of the Italian Pirates that was elected treasurer, Alessandro, was recommended by the Icelandic Pirates a year ago. If there should be also information to that extent, right? So Alessandro Ciofini was how do you say? It's not recommended. Was, I'm forgetting.
Nominated.
Thank you, Mikuláš. Was nominated by the Icelandic Pirates and other pirates, pirate council members as well. What I am, yeah, yeah. Thank you. I think I have at least the information that I needed from coming late to the meeting. Thank you so much, Mikuláš.
Yeah, so that's the situation. Exile, or who is raising their hand? Exile, please speak.
Yes, just to confirm what I was written in the chat. As far as I understand and understood, and what makes it very difficult for me is that the actually board of the Italian Pirates is legally elected, and they are saying that they are not interested in any mediation of external organization, they are doing fine. So that makes it quite tricky for me. And the point I also would like to make is we should go further in our point of the agenda. What is the COC doing in here, or how we could get the COC involved, or speaking it with Flory, should we leave out the COC behind? Next one, please.
Yeah, Alessandro or Octavia? I missed who was first, sorry.
I think my question is, so the Italian pirates, PPIT, are members of both Pirate Parties International and the PPU, if I'm correct. And I think we have, I mean, of course, Iceland is not a part of PPI, but I know that many current board members are members of pirate parties that are members of both sort of institute, or like of both Pirate Parties International and the European Pirate Party. And so I'm wondering whether so there's a difference in what capabilities or what availabilities these two things or these two entities have. And we have a Code of Conduct Council, which can assist us and council members in cases of difficulty where there's a need to look at different points of contention or to mediate. And although I appreciate that the Italian pirates, or Mr. Somma rather, came back and said that they had not requested that, that can still be the recommendation of this board. Now I'm wondering whether the Court of Arbitration, a body that is within the Pirate Parties International, perhaps is better for Mr. Somma and the new board of the Pirate Parties, Pirate Party Italy to use. I am increasingly, and as you know, have had some opinions on the points and the course, I guess, that this is taking. I find this is quite a not just a difficult, but potentially there are many points in this that I mean they're pointing to potential criminal. They're accusing criminal fraud. This is quite serious, wouldn't you find, Chair?
If it was questioned directly on me, I find the accusation quite like serious. However, I don't think we are plain and simple. We are not Italian court. We cannot decide on that. So far, I know there are no reasons to criticize Alessandro for anything regarding running organization of the PPEU.
I completely agree.
So, from our point of view, this is not really an issue we could or should raise. This is like, should there be a complaint within the Italian Pirate Party, then it's up to them to resolve. But like PPEU as the association has nothing to do here. We can only like testify that Alessandro did nothing wrong in our organization. Actually, I should admit at this point that Alessandro did quite a good work, and from my personal opinion is that like he's quite important member of this board and he contributed quite a lot. So from at that point, there is not much to add from our
Thank
side, I would say.
Thank you, Chair. Because my point was that if a code of arbitration, which the PPI has, is what the current new board of the PPIT wants to do, the only thing that this board at this point can say is whether or not this matter has to do or concerns directly the role or the work of the current treasurer of PPU, which I think we agree on it does not. And then I guess the second part is PPIT as a council member of the European Pirates, what is their role and to what extent can they, we don't have a code of arbitration. What we have is a code of conduct council. And if they at any point find that the conduct of a member of the current board of the PPU has not been adequate, then that's where they raise it, right? But thank you. And yeah, I think it's probably Alessandro next. Thank you.
Sandro?
Yeah, I just want to thank you all, but I will just say a couple of things. The first is, of course, my question is to all of you. I frankly do not understand why Mr. Somma just mixed up two really different things. The first is all the things that he, as a new treasurer, as against my previous work, he explained it today at the PPIT online congress, and of course this is something that regards actually my work as a treasurer in the PPIT. Speaking about it, I would say that because of there are a lot of serious allegations there. In my opinion, as far as I read, because today I was driving all day long, but somebody reports me, in my opinion, a lot of false allegations. So I have already just contact a lawyer just to say what can we do together about this. But this is something that regards actually me. The other things that it's the problematic way that PPIT is living, and regards the other part of the matter. There are all the emails and complaints, and so that's why probably someone wrote to you, and also why the Code of Conduct Council had been involved, reasonably or not, had been involved. I perfectly know that PPIT is a founding member of the PPU, and also it's also in the international pirates. But the thing is that all our party members, has obligations to be full member. That does not mean also only paying fees. All our association should share values at first, and not only by words. That's why probably this will arise more and more serious question. I didn't want to be involved at all in this matter. Of course, I saw some reports, and I can see that actually the status proposed was the proposal of change status was received by me, because I am actually a member. So I did receive the letter by email. I don't know, maybe less than 24 hours before. But anyway, I don't know how we can discuss it right now. unless we want to go further and we want to take any decision into this, in which case I will tell you to anybody. I can only help you, but I would not, of course, I will abstain, and I would prefer even not that you, if the board want to take any action regarding this, just even to ask me, because of course I have answers, but and you know, in other situation I would be pleased to give you answers regarding PPIT, but honestly not in this one, because I am in the very inconvenient position that I have probably to defend myself against not PPIT and not pirates, of course, but against some people, unfortunately. And I will, for sure, if needed. That's all. Thank you.
Well, I think no one can force you to say anything you don't want to say, and I think we all understand that you are in quite inconvenient situation. However, the only thing probably that should be resolved is the, let's say, mandate of COCC, because last time we have called to invite them into the dispute, and we have not really provided too much details, and now I think it is being problematic. So we should kind of like say what they are supposed to do there. I mean, it would be fair also to them, because like we invited them to work with this problem, but we have not really provided them with tools. Okta?
We have, but the council.
We've lost you.
Hello?
Yep.
Welcome back.
Thank you. I said we did and we do, but the council members of the PPU chose not to have that as a part of the package, because they wanted the Code of Conduct Council to formulate that themselves. I can find a link to sort of the mandate as it was thought out, as the person that that put forth the motion a year ago almost. I can put out what it is, and we sort of asked that the Code of Conduct Council themselves were a part of putting that together, right? So I don't know. I understand that we as a board have not and should not perhaps do so. But the mandate as it looked a year ago, that wasn't voted as a part of the decision vote, is still exists.
Well, that's absolutely true. However, the situation which occurred was that we as a board called them to do some work within PPIT. However, there is no clear like description for that, and I absolutely agree that it was not voted on in the last council meeting. However, I think it is fair to provide them something, or maybe I'm just wrong, but please speak, Okta.
I think Excel had his hand up before me.
Yeah, okay. Regarding the proposal from Okta, the PPI International, I'm quite fine to spread the word to the Court of Arbitration from Pirate Party International, see if they can help. Nonetheless, in fact, PPI is not a political organization as that, so perhaps it not fits perfect. But nonetheless, of course, let's try. Regarding Code of Conduct Council, it's exactly as explained. He left open the exact determination what Code of Conduct Council is, as we didn't agree to the manifesto all. So I think the best way would be to invite somehow the existing Code of Conduct Council to the board and speak with them. Let's see what tools we can provide them, and let's see how they would think they could get any further with this mediation.
Okta?
I just shared the link with you where it says on what basis the council works. That wasn't voted in last time. I think it is very important that at least some members of the PPU board schedule a call with the Code of Conduct Council, not necessarily pertaining to this case, but in general, so they have a better understanding of what their task is and what their next steps are. So, yeah. Wait. Okay. Hi, Flory. So now the camera is on. Yeah. So I think that's an important step. But I still recommend that we look through the intentions at least. So they could maybe have that as something that they could build upon. But I think it's important that we schedule a meeting with the Code of Conduct Council. And I believe they sent you an email, Mikolas, so maybe you can be in touch with them about when they would be available to meet in regards to this. And the second thing is for Exile, like everything to me, I don't know, everything is politics. You can say that you're a non-political organization, but it is, most things become political at some point. I think defamation, slander, there doesn't have to be something political about it, but I think that we in particular are receiving these letters from Mr. Soma because of the fact that Alessandro sits as a treasurer, but I know that PPI have received letters from him in the past and have dismissed them on grounds that I forget. Maybe Flory or someone else will remember, but I do believe that we had that was a part of the initial conversation. So yeah, I'm not sure. The only thing I know is we have a Code of Conduct Council and they have an arbitration court. So I thought maybe that could be something that Mr. Soma could use, but I also agree with previous comments on the fact that this is a very serious matter and needs to be dealt with within the legal system of Italy, really. Thanks.
Okay, if I may comment on your proposal, I think it is very much reasonable that we should meet together with the Code of Conduct Council. The only, let's say, question I would like to clarify what is actually mandate of those who will be like meeting them to what should we ask them for? I think what should be clear is that whatever mediation they will be involved in, it should be consensual. Like both of the parties have to agree with a mediation. Otherwise, it's not mediation. Plus, they cannot request any information apart of what information are provided to the PPEU by design. I mean, like whatever is member party obliged to provide to the association. Okay, we should switch on camera as a request from French pirates.
I believe it's only when we have the word, right? So, yes, okay.
Okay, I think I can live under Big Brother's eye rather than just switch it on and off all the time. Octa, could we agree on that? Yeah, Exile is raising hand.
Well, in fact, I understand your point, Nicholas, when you're saying it's not a mediation if one part of the parties is not willing to have a mediation. Nonetheless, if you're looking at API tool at a court of arbitration, finally you will get a decision, and going with this decision, well, this will expose, for example, some people of pirate parties. So I think, although you have to accept that one part is not willing to contribute, nonetheless, while then, for example, collecting signatures from Italian pirates to see how big the crowd is. What else, you know? But not give it up totally because there's a Mr. Sommer saying, "No, sorry, I don't want to speak with you."
I see. Octa?
Yeah, I was just wondering, maybe the first point is just to have a call about the points that the Code of Conduct Council raised in the email to you. Could that be a beginning? So that would be the frame of the agenda? I mean, I don't know what the email said, obviously, but perhaps that could be a good next step. Just have a call about the points raised by the Code of Conduct Council in their email.
Yeah. Okay, I will just quote email from Unar, which is, we asking the following of the PPEU. Make clear the mandate of the Code of Conduct Council. Second, make clear the limitations of the Code of Conduct Council. Third, inform the Code of Conduct promptly about issues. Fourth, send Code of Conduct invites to meetings and gatherings. So they are pretty clear that they request mandate, or
That they request I'm sorry.
a mandate and limitations.
Right. Which I understand completely, and was a part of the initial idea with them. I think for us to also now to get to a conclusion, I suggest that is Marketa still with us? Yes.
Yes, I am.
Perhaps the three of us would meet with the Code of Conduct Council next week or this week, depending on whether you have Icelandic or normal calendars, and have just an initial conversation with them about this, about their mandate, about how, how they see this and what we can do to help and facilitate that. How does that sound? So the chair and the two vice chairs have a conversation with the Code of Conduct Council.
Sorry, Mikuláš. Sorry to interrupt you. I have to leave you. I as a minute taker, I also have to leave everything to Exile because unfortunately, it's time to go to bed for kids. I have to right now. I have to leave. I have to leave you. I have to go. Otherwise, it will be too late. I'm sorry, they have schools tomorrow, and you know, it should be like, I know that it's 22, but it sounds like 23, right? So I'm sorry. I will read final lines, and anyway.
That's absolutely understandable. That's absolutely understandable.
Thanks. Let's update later. I will read the minutes after.
Okay.
Bye to everybody. Have a great
Bye.
evening. Bye.
Ciao.
Ciao, guys.
I mean, I have no problem to meet with the Code of Conduct Council. That makes perfectly sense. The only thing is, what should we bring them? I mean, like, I feel not mandated to go there and say you can do this and that in Italy, unless the other people here in the board are fine with the idea.
Does it work? Yeah. I think for the purpose of this meeting and for the purpose of moving things forward, I suggest that we have a meeting on the following things: the points that need to be addressed in the email sent to the chairperson, and secondly, the assistance and support that the board of the PPU can give the Code of Conduct Council. So those 2 points. I don't think anyone is asking you to give anyone mandates that you are not able to, or any of us are. So I suggest that we reach out, that a point of action for this point is we reach out to the Code of Conduct Council and ask them for a meeting.
Well, that could and should be done. Yep.
I also have no problem with that, but next week I have quite full calendar, so we need to coordinate by some doodle or something.
I will take that upon myself to coordinate the PPU board side of things and send to Mikuláš, and he can send to the Code of Conduct Council, since he's been in touch.
Okay,
I think they are all on the Mattermost, so it would be quite easy to coordinate. We just need to coordinate or respect their time constraints, because I think we should not dictate them when to meet.
All right, so
Now I lost you, but
so fantastic. So that's for now. That's it. We'll coordinate on Mattermost and get a conversation going with the Code of Conduct Council soonest. I will volunteer to do that Mattermost connecting.
okay, good. I think that's the plan, what to do, and so far that's the action. Okay, I think it's let's say enough for now. Or anything more to the topic? So if not, I think we are finished with the point 6, and we are in the part any other business. Is there any other business? Because if not, then Exile is asking if the code of conduct is in fact active. Well, I would say they are active. They are at least able to reply to messages. So I don't know what is the other measure of activity, but they obviously do something. Okay, I hope it answers the question. I see no hands risen, no any other business, so I consider the meeting officially closed. It's 22:16 and it's over. Thank you very much. It was long